Hello, good morning, everybody. How are we doing out there? Thank you for joining me. As always, it's nice to see you. Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic, Compound Concentrates and Coffee. We are here, we are up, we are on the air. It is your SunDaze edition, December 1st, the last month of 2019. Where the fuck did this year go? What's up, Bud Rich? How are you, man? Nice to see you over there at YouTube Land. Facebookers, I'm getting your stuff open as we speak. YouTubers, I will get your camera adjusted. That way, just 1 second. It did, seriously. I truly still feel like it was just, a month or so ago. I was saying Happy New Year's, everybody, in 2019. There we go. Facebookers, sorry about that. Your channel was turned down. That's why you had very low audio. Now you're good. Ryan Roberts, how are you, man? Nice to see you at Facebook Land. Hey. What is the good word, buddy? And yes, time does fly when you're having fun, but it's true to me, this year has just ripped by. It's just amazing. Yes, sir. Audio sounds good over there in Facebook land. I'm glad about that.
Okay. Yes.
That was BioTrek, Austin Woodward, and Shane Roberts. That's our theme track here on CC&C, Compound Concentrates and Coffee, with me, the Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic. Hopefully you're having a good start to your SunDaze here. Hopefully everybody has themselves all prepped and ready. Oh my goodness, it's going to snow. There we go, a little South Sea Blues for that storm that's on the way. man. Do what you got to do, Bud Rich. It's all good. 11:18, 11:18. Are you packed? Are you rolled? Are you raring to go? It's going to be 11:20 before you know. Maybe 11:20 on the East Coast, but that's 4:20 somewhere around this great giant globe. I'll grab us a track, and you know what? I'll look up, and I'll give you your hour of higher learning. Going to break out some Brian Wythcombe in this block. It's going to be 4:20 in a lot of places. Good morning, Diana. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you in Facebook land. What's the good word tonight? All right, you know what? It's 4:20 p.m. in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah. There you go. I'll give you your info. YouTubers and Facebook coming at you. What's up, Kendall? How are you, my friend? Nice to see you over there at Facebook Land. Hey. Once again, what's up, Ryan Roberts? Nice to see you, buddy. So how about it? Anybody still eating turkey, or are you all turkeyed out? We had a 23 or 24 pound bird, so we had quite a bit. Had some good pies and a lot of other stuff too, of course. You gotta have the trimmings. Now, besides the bird and the pies, one of the things I like, the candy jams, especially with the marshmallows on top, and all melted and caramelized, and then they kind of get the little crispy coating. And, oh, so good. Eating turkey all week, huh? Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure ours is getting down there. But been doing turkey sandwiches and some other things, of course. Nothing like a nice, toasted turkey sandwich. Ooh. So again, it is December 1st, 2019. It's 11:22 a.m. with me, the Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic, coming to you from CC&C, Compound Concentrates and Coffee. We are live here 7 days a week. Twice a day we come your way. Oh, yeah. All sorts of things. News of the weed, news of the woe, little movie moments, little music minutes. We have those loony laws. We have, oh man, do we got a lot of stuff. Traffic, a lot of people have been digging that. We've brought in your local traffic. I'm in and checking out the actual live traffic cams while I give you your traffic updates. This is how we're able to do this. I'm able to give you up-to-date incidents, closures, and delays on the roadways. Speaking of, we only have, right now, and it's pretty good, there's only a half a dozen that are registered throughout the entire state of Connecticut. So, that's very nice. Now, One of the ones we're looking at, we are over in Westport. Delays on I-95 southbound. We have congestion between exits 18 and 13, so it's about 7.3 miles. Now, all the way down, almost towards the end of the state in Greenwich, we have delays I-95 northbound, congestion in between 5 and 13. Again, about 7.6 miles. Just be prepared. Now, going almost to the top middle of our state. East Hartford, delays on Route 15 southbound between exits 90 and 86, but that's only for 1.2 miles. Real simple. You'll get through that nicey nice. Now, checking out the cams themselves. All right, we have East Hartford cam number 23, I-84 westbound. Traffic is flowing right along. Cam in Hartford, I-91 southbound, exits 33, good. Cam over in Bridgeport, cam number 47, I-95 northbound, Borden Avenue, very nice. Jumping over Cam New Haven, I-95 northbound, we have exit 46, the Long Wharf area, and again, traffic is flowing along nicely. So let's keep it that way. All right? Do your due diligence if you have to be out on the road. Just pay attention. Even if you're a good driver, doesn't mean the other guy always is. We had three-hand jack back there. Next up, inside my pocket, little trial recording. And get it queued up, get it out of here for you. I do have your requests. Thank you very much for sending them over. I'm already starting to compile the list. So if you have a favorite song, artist, or genre, you have 3 ways that you can make a request here on CCC. Good morning, Janet. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. Now, don't forget, JC's Power Hour. She's still going to be here. She's going to be up out of here doing all her normal things with me. She's going to be hitting this chair for 11:30. Starting to sprinkle in your area. Well, if you're sprinkling, at least it's warm enough that you're getting the rain and not the snow. Hey, Pete, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you in Facebook land. Thanks for joining us today. All right. Inside My Pocket came to you from Trout Recording. Once again, Facebookers, YouTubers, thank you very much for being here with me. Also, anybody who tunes in from Patreon, our web pages, compoundconcentratesandcoffee.com, as well as the simulcast, the broadcast, which goes through ConnecticutMedicalMarijuanaCritic.com. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. You can find us in WeedTube. You can find us in a lot of places. All right, we hit all the tripwires. Good morning, my Smokeahontas. How are you? Nice to see you over there on YouTube. Absolutely. Only been down here for like an hour, so we wouldn't be switching them yet. But the time the song wraps up, I finish sharing out the show. Also, if you would please, if you would be so kind, if you are so inclined to do so, tell everybody you know, let them know, spread the smiles. Share it out. There we go. I'm going to be taking that laptop, so.
Rude.
No, rude is you taking all the laptops.
Thief.
Yep. See, stealing my own laptop is not really a thing.
Ooh.
I mean, I could take the good one and considering you really don't play music. So be happy. Do
Never
not
be happy.
let him on the table.
I would never do
Do
such.
not.
I would never do such a thing.
I'm not joking. Do not let him on the table. Uh-huh.
Have any of you ever seen me let this dog up on the table?
Really want to ask him that question?
I mean, when have I ever let this dog up on the table? Would I do a thing like that? Good morning, Smokahontas. How are you doing out there? Let me just get stuff situated. Ugh. Good morning, Jenna. How are you doing? Why this does this? Oh, you know how I am. I love to do a little dance maneuvers every once in a while. Good morning and happy Sundays to everybody. For those who don't know, yes, I started a little late, but CCNC started a little late today, so we're all rocking and rolling. But for those who don't know, I am JC, and this is JC's Power Hour Sports Talk. Talk about anything. Talk about life. Drinking ginger ale. Oh, what the hell. And with my co-host, Chase with that face. Chase who's eyeballing my cookies, so you know, don't think he loves me this much. He's eyeballing the cookies. Careful. What are you doing, son? Sit, 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 sit. Yes, you. So we have got a lot going on in the NFL. We have got a lot going on today. We have got a lot of great games coming on today. And if anybody wants to read my latest article, it has been posted in both Facebook and Twitter. And one of the things I talked about is one of the things that I'm going to talk about, and I talk about a lot, and that is pen breaking. No, that is the coaching in the NFL and just what coaches are doing, what they are not doing, what they are allowing their teams to get away with, and really what kind of an example they are putting up exactly for their teams. And just really a precedence that they're setting that is really becoming the main tone for a team, not even a team, for a sports franchise that, you know, again, hasn't always had the best press. That hasn't always had the best press.
Don't you love it when the boss walks in the room, everybody's like,
Unfortunately, when my boss is now, I was just like, yo, what's up?
Oh, so what are you trying to say?
I meant at my paying job. But one of the big games that's already being talked about, and it's going to be an emotionally charged game, is my Pittsburgh Steelers are at home against the Cleveland Browns. Now, we all know, but for those who may not know, or may have missed it, or whatever, or who aren't humongous football fans. Hi, Diana. How are you out there? What happened 2 weeks ago, the last time Cleveland and the Steelers met, it was in Cleveland. It started as a mild scrap. It started as, a rough game all the way around, and culminated into several suspensions, several fines, team fines, player fines, and one guy's career honestly in question. Whether he's gonna. Thank you for the shout out to my Steelers, because I know you want your Giants to win. But I said 2 weeks ago, and you guys know that I put an awful lot. Garrett doesn't react. Garrett, I don't know if he's trying to channel the great Tom Landry, which even as a Steelers fan, I have massive respect for Landry, but Landry did not crack a smile. He did not crack a scowl. He was, but his team won. So, yeah, he can get away with that. His team actually was productive and would actually win. Garrett's not being productive at all. And I know many Cowboys fans. I watch many other sportscasters. I talk with everybody. And they are really sick of Garrett over there. They really are. But one of the things that I was going to mention was I put the blame on Freddie Kitchens very strongly. And again, I also blame the Browns front office, because if you're going to change coaches every year or two, then none of these guys are really going to have the time to put in, like Brian said, that, the boss just walked in, I better behave mentality. Kitchens doesn't have that. He doesn't have that at all. Number one, you could tell that. Number two, whether he meant it as a joke, whatever he was doing, it was in poor taste, and it was stupid given the atmosphere. He was seen wearing a t-shirt made up saying Pittsburgh started it, referring to the fight. Good morning, Budrich. How are you doing? Yes, sir. It is a JC Power Hour. Cookies in the mouth and all. Budrich said, hi, Jace. Don't you snort at me. The cookies have chocolate. You can't have it. I did. It was a good Thanksgiving. It was fattening, but it was good. But you can't, in this day and age, and you can't.
You have a couple of hair ties?
I definitely have one. You can't act like this. This is childish. This is childish, and this is ridiculous. You need to control your guys, And I do say control because there are certain, and absolutely there's going to be some great games today, Bud Rich. I will get into the games in a moment. But I really need to get this going because let's be realistic, and I'm trying to talk unemotionally. I'm trying to talk not as a fan. Let's talk as a sportscaster, not a fan. Hello, Flowers. How are you? As a game perspective, both of these teams need to win to have any playoff hopes. Because the Ravens are doing very, very well and are far ahead of both. For them to have any shot in a wild card, they have to keep winning. There are very few losses that either team could take and still have any playoff hopes this year. So, for you to be so...
I did. I left my coffee out here.
For you to be so straight up stupid... And yeah, I'm gonna call it stupid. Well, I agree with that, Pete, to an extent. And I also, like, especially with Cleveland, I think Kitchens thinks his time there is limited anyway because Cleveland doesn't stay with any teams. With any coaches, I mean. So I honestly think that in Kitchen's point, he's at a point where I'm going to do whatever it takes to win, and I don't care if we win dirty, I don't care what we do, but I have to have a winning record in order to keep my job. And so I think that is clouding his judgment. Ooh. And I think the front office isn't being clear in saying, yeah, we want you to win, but you have to win with a better caliber of play here. But then again, the Browns owners and front office may not care. They may be so sick of losing seasons. They may be so sick of not being in the playoffs. They may be so sick of everything they've done that they're just like, screw it. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. And I don't care. And, you know, bottom line, I know it's a business. I know that you've got to win. I get all that. I really, really do. But you really, really, really need... It does start at the top. It does start at the top. And the top has to set what goal you want. Do you want to win anyway, no matter how dirty, no matter how what? Fuck it, we'll accept the fines. $250,000 each team got fined, the team itself, for that fight. You really think that either one of those teams couldn't afford that, couldn't absorb that into their cost structure? I mean, you know, for a normal person, you know, that would be debilitating. That would be life, you know, your entire life you're going to have to pay that off. They just wrote that off as an extra expenditure. So if that's how you want to win, you're not going to get the wins that you want. And bigger bottom line is you're not going to get lasting wins. You're not going to build a team. You can't build a team on crappy play, on bullshit plays. You may get a few wins here and there, but you are not going to build the team that you want. There's no way in hell. Now, the big challenge, and again,
Oh, it wasn't a question, sorry.
Bengals are playing the Jets, and they're not going to win. I don't think the Bengals are going to win the rest of the season.
That's what I said.
I mean, I'm really
You're
wondering
saying
at
a
this point.
big challenge.
Yeah.
I'm saying them getting a win.
Yeah, but now I even think at this point I'm wondering if the Bengals aren't just going to throw the rest of the season to guarantee a pick. I mean,
Well,
you have to start logically thinking like that.
yeah, no, wouldn't be the worst idea for them.
I mean,
Not at all.
But again, trying to go not emotionally, going as a sportscaster. This is going to be a true tale of what head coaching is and where their mentality is. And if Mike Tomlin can keep his guy, now Mike is going in there without his franchise quarterback. He's going in there without Connor. He's going in there without Juju. He is going in there with a lot of downs. Okay, we just benched Mason. We're going in there. We're starting Duck. So there is an awful lot of issues that they're going on with. So well, exactly, Pete, and that's where it gets upsetting. And of course, bottom line, it's a business, but you can't forget that the game is the business, and if you want the business to succeed, you have to play the game, and you have to play it the right way, and it's a vicious cycle, and it's just very, 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 very frustrating. And I'm now, as an emotional fan, part of me wants, and I'm not gonna lie, part of me wants my guys to go tit for tat and like, oh, you're gonna take out a couple of mine? Fine, I'm gonna take out a couple of yours. And I get that, and a lot of fans get like that, and I'm sure the players feel like that a lot of times. And that is what is up to the coach to do, because bottom line, that's not going to win you the game. It may make you feel good. I mean, you know, somebody punches you, you want to punch them back. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know what? Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. Our middle son got slapped upside the head by a drunken asshole customer. You know what? Was a lot bigger than him. He could have laid him out. Good morning, Angel Kiss. How you doing? He was smart. Discretion's the better part of valor. Did he want to? Fuck yeah, he wanted to lay his ass out. But he didn't. Now, I think that what Tomlin has to do is take that fire and turn it into motivation to win. And I think Tomlin is strong enough to do that. I don't think Kitchens is strong enough to do that. And I think the control of the team and the concentration of the players, down to penalties, down to execution. Sorry, I was like losing my little morning there. Smoking a ball is always good, Angel. So, total emotionally play here is not going to win the game. It is going to be a big coaching game, and it's going to be who has prepped their team for everything. Because, again, don't get me wrong, the Steelers are going to be fired up, because don't tell me they did not see the video of the Browns fans with a piñata with Mason's face on it hitting with a Steelers helmet. I mean, real mature, real classy. Yeah. You know what? We don't like you either. Blah, 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 blah. But if we turned around and we did that, With your quarterback on a pinata, all of a sudden we'd be the bad guys. Sorry, slip back from logical to emotional. I'm back. But my bottom line is, and has been, these coaches really, really, really need to step up. And one final thought about that, it shows where the owner mentality is. Because Mr. Rooney Sr., bless his soul, he didn't put up with that crap. He would come down on his coaches. He would come down on his players if they did stupid shit. And he was a very hands-on owner. The guys loved him. He was down there on the sidelines. This poor guy bends like a question mark, like my old man used to be. And he was down on the sidelines, and he knew his guys. They weren't just statistics on a paper. He was a hands-on owner. And especially in this day and age, that's a rarity. And that's a valuable commodity. And again, the Steelers in 60 plus years have had 3 coaches. Don't think that doesn't make a huge difference compared to a Browns team who has had 9 coaches in 11 years, 12 years, something like that. Don't remember the exact figure off the top of my head, but it's in that ballpark. 8 or 9 in the past 11 years. So then, that being said, let's get into my picks. I was 3-0 for Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving games are pretty good. We're pretty good. And again, talking about Garrett not reacting on the sideline, Garrett wasn't reacting on the sideline, but if you were watching when the Bills were smacking the Cowboys around, if you watched up in the VIP box, Jerry Jones was reacting, and he was not a happy man. So Garrett may not be going anywhere right now, but that off season, I'd be nervous if I was him. Unless he can convince his boss that he's got a better plan, because he has been there long enough. He's been there 9 years. And that's one of the reasons that it's gonna snow today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. Now they're extending it. So it just depends on where you are and how much you're gonna get. You know, personally, I like the snow better than the 1 inch coating and then the ice on top of it, because that gets dangerous and that gets really hazardous to drive through and deliver mail through and walk through and break your neck through and neither rain or sleet or all that bullshit. Not that I'm salty. Not at all. Don't you snort at me. So, let's start with the picks. We've been talking about Cleveland and Pittsburgh for a while. Yes, I'm going Pittsburgh over them. And it's a 50-50. Of course, part of it is emotional because I'm a Steelers fan. I have said when I think they're going to lose. I don't think they're going to lose today for multiple reasons. One of which I do believe they're going to be motivated for this win. 2, they are home and their home fans want this win. They want to shut Cleveland up. So play a little renegade at the 3rd or 4th quarter, and they're going to start leveling people. Next game is Green Bay and the New York Giants. Now, here's the thing. I don't think the Giants are as crappy as they're playing. I think they are, for lack of a better word, discombobulated. They just cannot seem to get it all going at the same time. if they could take all the talent they have and shove it together and actually make it work, they'd probably at least be at 500 by now and not 2-9. That being said, Green Bay is 8-3, and I thought last week's game was gonna be close, but I don't comprehend what happened last week. Why? I mean, it was like it was mean. I mean, I don't know where that went wrong. I mean, that was one of the games. I mean, I picked the Niners to win, but that was one of the games I picked that it was going to be, a close game, that it was going to be like one of those back and forth, because they both have strong offenses and whatnot. And I don't know what the hell happened. I even Rodgers himself looked confused as hell, like he didn't even know what happened. And it now that coming off of that, they're still on the road. I mean, could that have shaken them enough that, the young upstart Giants quarterback can, somehow squeak out a win? Part of me wants to say yes. And one of my friends, if she's listening, she's gonna bitch slap me upside the head, but part of me honestly wants to say yes. This is like, it can't be a bookie bet because the Giants are home. But I don't know why. I don't know what is making me say this. I don't know what is making me say this, except for my football intuition, for lack of a better word. But after that embarrassment, I mean, it could absolutely go the other way. After that embarrassment last week, all of a sudden, the Packers could put up 95 points today. I mean, it could seriously go that way. But I think they were shook to their core. And I think that it is going to be like a huge upset win. But I'm taking the Giants. And I'm sure when I watch, on all the other sports channels, nobody else is going to take the Giants. That's okay. I'm on record. If I bite it, I bite it. But, for whatever reason, Diana, don't prove me wrong, but I'm taking your Giants. Next game would be the Philadelphia Eagles over the Miami Dolphins. I say over. Is that a hint of where I'm thinking? I mean do I think that the Dolphins could pull off the same kind of miracle that I think the Giants can? Remember, I'm putting a lot on the line thinking that the Giants can pull off that miracle. I think the game might be a little close, but I think the Eagles are going to scrape back up to 500. I'm going to have to go with the Eagles on this one. Because the Dolphins put up points sporadically, and they are really good at losing the lead. They just don't keep their leads, and I think that's going to be a big factor. The next game of woe. Sorry, that was mean. Tampa Bay at Jacksonville. Both teams 4-7. both teams just not being able to not being able to put it all together. I think Tampa Bay is going to be a little stronger, so I'm going to take Tampa Bay over them, over Jacksonville. I'm wondering if Tampa Bay is regretting some of their trade choices, including trading quarterback to the Dolphins, but he's not doing much more there at the Dolphins either. I mean, he's putting points on the board, but then the defense is losing him. So again, it's got to be everything together, and we're just not having it, are we? Just not doing it. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Next game would be Tennessee and the Indiana. Blah, blah, blah. Take two. Indianapolis Colts. Again, both teams are playing pretty even. Neither team has really been sparking anything terrifically, if that's a word. Probably not. I'm going to take the Colts because I think home field advantage is just going to squeak them by. I don't even think this. I think this game's going to be low scoring. No, you're okay. I don't think it's going to be that exciting. Speaking of not exciting, the Cincinnati Bengals are 0-11. The Jets are coming to town off of a humongous win. I mean, I thought they were going to win, but holy moly, did they bitch slap the hell out of the Raiders. Not disapproving, but I did not expect them to do that. Like, wow. I definitely think the Jets are going to win. The Bengals just can't seem to get it going at all. And if the Jets are smart, they're going to ride that high from last week and just bring the exact same play that they had last week into this week. That's all they have to do. The Bengals should give them absolutely no difficulties after smacking around the Raiders, who are a physically stronger team than the Bengals. So I don't see a problem here at all. Peace.
I'm just bored.
I'm sorry. Next game, the Washington Redskins playing the Carolina Panthers. The Redskins are another one. I didn't think they were going to go anywhere this year. Like, I didn't think they were playoff bound or anything like that. I didn't think they were 2-9 bound either. Really didn't. But here we are. I am actually thinking, though, I'm calling this one my bookie bet of the week. Which, do remember, probably means it won't happen. But every once in a while, I actually pull it off. But only because Carolina at 5-6, again, they're not playing consistently. One week they look like a playoff team, and another week they look like, they just got out of high school and they're, kind of confused on what the rules are. which again kind of surprises me. I thought they'd be a little more of a contender than they are now, and it's another surprising turn of events. But nothing in football is certain. God knows. I thought I'd had a franchise quarterback playing all year, but hey. I'm not salty. I'm not upset that I don't have Ben. I'm not. I'm fine. Anyway. Hello, Brutus. Anyway. One of the bigger games is the San Francisco 49ers at an amazing 10-1 taking on the Baltimore Raisins? Well, okay. Baltimore Ravens at an equally amazing 9-2. I say equally amazing because, you know, last year with Flacco, they weren't doing that. And I still say they better have given a really good bonus to whoever picked their quarterback. They just really better. Now, the Ravens are going to have home field advantage, but with a team as strong as the Niners, that's not going to factor as much as, you know, to another team. I mean, of course it's a factor. Of course everybody likes to be at home, and it's great having the fans behind you. But you're not gonna rattle this 49er team at all. That's not the boos and the noise is not gonna rattle them. They've already proven that you know they haven't won 10 games all at home. They're not letting other crowds phase them. So I think this one is gonna be a high-scoring game because you have two really good strong arms. I mean, I'll be bold enough to say that this right here yes, my Steelers are playing. They're playing Cleveland. I believe they'll win. I'm going to be bold right here, and I'm going to say this San Francisco and Baltimore game could possibly, even though it hurts me to say it, this could be a Super Bowl preview right here. This really, really, really could be a Super Bowl preview. Because they're both playing really, really well. And this is almost a flip the coin kind of thing because it's going to come down to defense and to who makes the least mistakes. It's going to have to be a clean game because either team is going to take advantage of any mistake, any fumble, any interception, any miscue is going to be taken advantage of by the other team. And honestly, it is such a pick'em. It really is. It is such a close game. I think the Ravens can pull it out. But I think it's going to be barely. And I think both teams are going to learn a lot about each other. And they're going to be scouting each other a lot. Because, like I said, this really, really, really could be a preview of a hellaciously entertaining Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie. Would I rather my Steelers be in there? Of course. But if my Steelers don't make it, this really, really could be a Super Bowl preview. So I'm gonna say the Ravens gonna squeak it out, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way either. Because like I said, it's going to be who makes the least mistakes. It's going to be who keeps their concentration the most. So that one should be wildly entertaining. Los Angeles Rams at 6-5, going to Arizona against the struggling Falcons. And they are struggling. I don't think this is going to be very surprising. I think it's going to be the Rams. I don't think the Rams are going to steamroll them, but I think the Rams are playing much stronger football. And not just going by their record, just by going by how they are on the field. They're just playing stronger. So, what's the matter? Lay down if you're tired. I think Chris Berman should do his show with a pug on his lap. I think that would help his ratings. Don't you? I mean, honestly. I mean, not that Chris needs help with his ratings, but wouldn't you like to see Chris Berman sitting there talking sports with a pug on his lap? I mean, let's be realistic. I'd watch. I mean, I watch him anyway, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Oh. Two more teams that are struggling. The Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. Broncos got pretty much bitch slapped last week. And there's talk around the Chargers locker room or organization or locker room or wherever you wish to talk about it that Rivers is on the hot seat as far as he may be the next what do you want to say, the next well experienced quarterback to be benched. You know, again, he's in that class of running out of time, eventually gonna have to retire either on a high note or a low note. But I think this is one of those where home field is an extra advantage for the Broncos because of that whole thin air thing. And some of the guys, I mean, there have been a couple of guys who honestly can't play because they have medical conditions that really don't plague them unless they're in an area where the air is the way it is in Denver. So, even though the Chargers had a week off, I think at this point, having a week off kind of makes Rivers more rusty than rested. And I think after getting slapped around the Beltway in Buffalo, I think Denver really is going to want to make up for that. So I'm going to take Denver. And if I'm right about that and the Chargers do lose again, we're going to have to watch for storylines out there and see is Rivers going to lose his position. And then, you know, if he does, who they're going to bring in. Next game in the 4 o'clock window, the Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Now again, the Raiders just got bitch slapped by the Jets. They're going to want to bring their game, but I don't think they have enough of it against Kansas City. I think Kansas City's playing a little stronger than their record. You know, they did have some uh, hurdles when their quarterback was hurt, but he's back. He's back, baby. No, sorry. But as much as they want, I do not see the Raiders getting any revenge over Kansas City. So if they're going to get revenge, it ain't going to be this week. So we're going to take Kansas City. You'll notice I haven't done my guaranteed pick of the week yet. That means either tonight's game or Monday's game is going to be my guaranteed pick. Monday's game, I think, is actually going to be quite exciting. It's going to be just like the Niners and Baltimore game. I think the Vikings and Seattle are really going to go after each other, are really going to basically beat the holy hell out of each other. So, as much as it, grates against my skin, I don't see the Texans having enough to beat the Patriots tonight. Again, I'd love to be wrong. Go ahead, Texas, please. Houston, prove me wrong. Absolutely prove me wrong. I don't think they're going to, though. Unless, that whole, my guaranteed pick is a guaranteed curse. That would be nice. If that actually worked, I'd pick the Patriots every week. But then I would just be doing it out of spite, wouldn't I? But no, I don't think Houston. They're playing decent, but they're not gonna. I don't see them strong enough to stop Brady. They're not gonna. They don't have the rush enough to get in there, because you can't just rush him. You got to really throw him off his game, and I don't think that they're gonna do that. Because let's be honest, the Patriots do know that is their weakness. Rush Brady and it screws everything up, so they protect him. Makes sense. Where your one weakness is, obviously you're going to protect that flank. And of course you want to protect your quarterback anyway, but... So yeah, fine. Patriots, woohoo, yay. Yeah, I know. You see, I'm being judged by my pug. I don't like the Patriots. You know that. Oh my God, he lays back. I insulted my dog. I think my dog is a secret Steelers fan. But whether he's a Steelers fan or not, I know he's a Patriots hater, so. Monday night's game. Minnesota Vikings at Seattle. A little throwback to my main man Sebastian in the morning. Again, this is gonna be another game just like the Niners and Ravens. I believe this is gonna be another high-scoring game. I believe it's going to be a physical game. And I think it's the physical that's going to, because I think they're both going to put up points, but I think it's the physicality that's going to win it. And I'm giving the what's a good word to utilize here? I'm going to give the nitty-gritty toughness and physicality, I'm going to give that over to the Vikings. And I think in another high-scoring game, I think the Vikings are going to pull the upset win. snort at me all you want. I think the Vikings are gonna pull it out. They'll be that way. Snorty McSnortison over here. Y'all realize I'm being judged by a pug, right? I mean, I'm cool with that, but I'm being judged by a pug. So, those are my picks. Snorty McSnortison aside. I mean, taking into account a lot of injuries, a lot of teams. You know, honestly, I want to do the picks first and foremost over the injuries and over the other problems. But you know, there's a lot of people that are reactivated from their injuries. I forgot to mention that the Broncos rookie quarterback is who's starting today. That's actually one of the things I factored into my picking, because to start him this late in the season is really a tryout for him. You know, to try to get his spot for next year. And at this point, you know, the Broncos aren't gonna be in any playoff contention, so the kid's going for broke here. This is, you know, the kid is really just trying to keep a position, to keep a place in the Broncos franchise, because they really haven't been able to lock down too well. My thinking being, if they're not too happy, and depending on what place they get in the draft next year, they may draft another quarterback. I mean, memory serves, didn't they draft like 900 quarterbacks in the last draft? Something like that. I mean, I might be slightly, you know, exaggerating, but going back to the Pittsburgh-Cleveland game.
What was the function of this sprawling complex, and why was it left to fall? In 1892, the prospect of jobs and a better way of life draws immigrants from all over the globe to the shores of New York City. As they pass through the immigration station of Ellis Island, many travelers bring deadly diseases. How can the authorities prevent a pandemic spreading?
You know, I just, there's, you know, his excuse, or the Browns' excuse for the game, for the shirt, was, you know, that his daughters gave it to him for his birthday, and they went out to the movie, and it wasn't meant for, you know, the world to see.
This is the Ellis Island.
And you know what? Here's another one of those cases where
One of the largest
you're not rock star famous if you're a coach of a football team, but you do have a level of fame that can't be denied. You have a level of fame, you're gonna get noticed. And when you take a picture that gets put up on somebody's Instagram,
that will increase the total mass to over 15 acres.
you know,
How can you build an island in the
you think you're taking a picture with a fan, and you could very well be taking a picture with a fan, but that picture is going to get up on the internet, and then that picture is going to be reblogged, and that picture is going to be analyzed, and that picture is going to be reshared, and this picture is going to be talked about, and then you are sitting in the corporate office looking at your bosses like, oops.
laborers build a watertight framework of these bodies.
And again, in the statement, they said that, they've talked about the incident, and they've quote unquote put the incident to bed.
Dedicated hospital structures are built
We'll see.
at a cost of over 23
Because I'm not 100% sure you have, and I know
The hospital is
putting it to bed and putting it out of mind are two different things. Are you going to talk about it in their locker room? Maybe you said, no, we're not going to talk about it anymore. However, if you think it's not going to be on the mind of your players and of the Steelers players, then you're deluding yourself. It was only 2 weeks ago. These are teams that meet each other twice a year, every year. You're in the same division.
to control a serious outbreak.
This will be remembered next year when you play in Cleveland. This will be remembered next year when you come back to Pittsburgh. Things like this run deep. And the Steelers tend to get a lot more bad press when they do something that the fans don't like than anybody else. Not than anybody else, but they're the Steelers are one of the teams that people like to mock when they screw up. And I know damn Skippy, if Mike Tomlin was seen at a movie or in the mall or whatever, wearing a shirt that said Cleveland started it, he would have been eviscerated on social media. I mean, if I was an owner, if I was the NFL commissioner, I'd be tired of my game being looked at in a bad light, and I would say that certain things simply have to stop. That you want this sport that America loves and is actually loved around the world. We play games in London. It's a great game. It's a great business. But sometimes you have to get out of that mentality of
You're hit with the fucking laser tag. Don't turn it into fucking shocking people.
you have to get out of this mentality of any press is good press, because sometimes it's just not.
Pull their fucking kiosk now and you're better. I'm just an
I hear laughter and I see a big guy.
Howdy all. Give me 1 second.
One. Everybody's a critic. Come on, that was funny anyhow.
No.
It was funny.
But
If you lose to the Bengals, that'll be funny.
but
Don't you flip off your mother. There are some countries that your mother is allowed to chop off your finger, you do that.
I dare you go ahead. Turn into Avery. But
We're making New Year's resolutions, bitch. We're going.
we all know he's Peter Griffin with fucking laser tag. He was turning into Peter with fucking shocking and shit.
Zap. Well, my darling people, I hope I didn't bore you too much. I hope you enjoyed my picks. I will keep track and seeing how well I did. And I know you'll see me during the week as I pop in and out, saying hi to people, feeding dinners and whatnot. Dancing.
What's happening, everybody?
I hate you.
Well, probably for that, yeah. What?
All right. Last track that we were playing back there was we hit all the tripwires. Let's go. Well, since it's 12:33, it's right around that time. Serve up your little lunch food block. This is peach pie. So what kind of pizza did you end up getting, Pete? All right, that was peach pie. We'll continue on. There we go, little Creole cakes. So how about it? Who's getting what in their area? Rain, snow. I know some people were getting a little bit of sleet.
Hurricanes, typhoons.
Absolutely. Flash floods. Where y'all off to?
Just gonna run down the street and grab a couple of small
Okay, there's my boy. Yes, there's my boy. There's my boy. That's the boy. It's okay. Yeah. Come here. Where's my boy? There's my boy. There's my boy. All right, there we go. Let me grab us another track. That was Creole Cakes and coming to you from Trout Recording. Next up, a little Swamp Gumbo. Continuing on with your food block. There you go. All right. Now your main course. There you go. Burnt End Bonanza. continue on with a little more of this blues now. Little fake news blues. What's that? Thank you for the hug. Come on. This part's always reminded me of Frankenstein. I mean, obviously. Yikes. In between this track and the next, little news of the dot, 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 dot. Whoa. A movie theater in Washington resembling a scene out of a disaster flick. A box with a dire warning left outside the building triggers an evacuation after, well, the box was marked highly contagious human substance. Yeah. Also, the box was opened. Oh, great. A total of 5 hazmat techs arrive. They analyze the package as the building, the nearby streets, and more are evacuated. Authorities trying to determine what was inside. Now, Eastside Fire and Rescue saying that the person didn't show signs of illness. However, an individual did go to the hospital as a precaution, as officials weren't sure again what was in the box. All right. Now they say later on tests revealing it was urine was disposed of appropriately. They were in a bio container in the box in the thing, somehow delivered to the wrong location. How would you not notice a theater? You wouldn't think. I mean, all right. Yikes.
I'm walking on. What's up, buddy? So, all right, let me grab us another track as I make myself another coffee. Gotta love the coffee system. That was Stoop Sale. That was in our blues block. Wrapping up that block, a little rinse and repeat after you eat. You gotta take care of yourself.
Scared of what I might find. Leave me in the road dust. Leave me in the moonlight. Could've had a big head. Could've worn a white tie. Could've had a vacation. Croatia headline. Is it cause of bad taste? Is it cause of done time? All I ever wanted was a holiday. It's a prison line. Didn't wanna cut grass. Didn't wanna cut vines. Looking for a better way to find a little solitude to energize. Yeah, guess we gotta do it all again.
Edit
I think
again.
they get the rain check and the rain seems to begin.
That's right.
That's how we do it.
Oh, God. Well, it was sleeting before when I was out there. So, what is it?
It's leaving all at once.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Now, you asked for Jamie Stone, so I have the two. This is See That My Grave Is Kept Clean. Jamie Stone and David Travers Smith. Second.
Perfect timing. All right, next up from Jamie, it's We'll Understand It Better by and by.
We are tossed, we are driven on the restless sea of time. Some skies and how the tempest starts to see the bright sunshine. In that land of perfect day, when the mists are rolled away, we will understand it better by and by. By and by, when the morning comes, well, the saints are gone together home. We will tell the story of how we've overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. We are often destitute of the things of life demands. Want a food, want a shelter, thirsty hills and barren land. We are trusting in the Lord and according to His word, we will understand it better by and by. By and by, when the morning comes, all the saints are gone together home. We will tell the story of how we overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by.
So what's on the agenda for today? I know what some of you got going on. How about the rest of you? Doing anything? Going anywhere? Got anybody coming over? Got people leaving for the holidays? We're now in the cleanup stage from the
Every
holidays.
hand, and we cannot understand all the ways that God will lead us to that blessed promised land. But He guides us with His eye, and we'll follow till we die. For we'll understand it better by and by. By and by, when the morning comes, all the saints have gone together home. We will tell the story of how we overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. Hidden snares often take us unaware, and our hearts are made to bleed for a thoughtless word or deed. And we wonder why the test, when we try to do our best, we'll understand it better by and by. By and by, when the morning comes, all the saints are gone together home. We'll tell the story of how we've overcome, and we'll understand it better by and by. And we'll understand it better by and by. Understand it better by and by.
All right, I see so far in Washington, Carolina, and San Fran and Baltimore games are the only two that we have points on the board currently. Everybody else. There you go. That was your Jamie Stone. Jamie Stone and David Travers Smith.
What's going on, everybody? Bless me. Charlie Peacock, Sam Ashworth. I just got a tweet out. I'm going to be doing an Instagram post. I still have a few other things I got to do, but almost done. Again, thank you for being here with me today, everybody. I do appreciate it. It's 1:13 p.m. already. Are you packed? Are you rolled? Are you ready to go? Maybe 1:20 here on the East Coast, but that's 4:20 somewhere, don't you know? Oh, yeah. A little reggae.
Yeah. This is the galactic groove, you know? Burning the dance floor. Elevating the vibration. Rolling with purpose. And there's some on the sidelines who don't believe everything that we do. Always casting doubts on what we hold important. And there are others too who are there who are waiting for things to move forward so they can be part of the movement. Just when the train is leaving the station, they're gonna hitch a ride.
Green Bay on the board with 7. Philly on the board first with 7 now. Colts on the board with 7. We have the Jets on the board, 3-0.
But you see, the words are gonna really fly.
Nice. Now
On the
we're
wings of the morning,
Now we're gonna
across galaxies, surfing through time and space. And they're always waiting for that message, you know? The message will not filter through the preacher man's preaching. At the top of his voice, while on the sidewalk, people die for the lack of knowledge. High on the latest drugs, bargaining the future for another hit of the devil's pie. The message is not gonna slip through a crack in the sky or a crack in the line. And the message cannot be heard when many are caught in different parts of the political divide, while distracted from what's going on. I know some are hearing it right now. Oh yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. No way, we won't back down. We're spinning everything upside down. We're sending out SOS. The beat is the message and the message is the beat, and the beat is the message and the message is the beat. Yeah, the message is gonna slip through on a bullish day on Wall Street, when Main Street sinks deeper into the dustbin of history. Oh yeah! Right out there. But now, we're moving higher to a new paradigm. Splitting atoms with melodies. Moving souls with higher vibration. Upside down, sending out SOS. The beat is the message and the message is the beat, and the beat is the message and the message is the beat.
There you go. Message is the beat. That came to you from Rocky, and that's out of reggae. Now I have a little electronic, little staccato. It's everything about you. What's happened, Steven? Oh, yeah. Ooh, Cleveland on the board first. right, that was Everything About You, coming to you from Galileo Cercado. He's a producer and a writer, currently based out of Los Angeles. Now, a little Austin, a little Zach Woodward. Austin Woodward, Zach Ledbetter. Man, tell all. Get this queued up for you. It's a great track. Once again. Bob, what's happening over there in Facebook Land? What's going on, YouTubers? Now that sounds good. Anything pineapple is awesome. Oh yeah. Very nice. Philly all over Miami right now. It's 10-0. Green Bay 7-0 over the Giants. Cleveland 3-0 over Pittsburgh. We have the Colts over Tennessee at 7-6 in that game. Again, the Jets still over the Bengals. It's 3-0. Now Carolina against Washington. We've got 14 Carolina. Washington hasn't even gotten on the board. San Fran game, 7-2. Again, Baltimore. What are you doing? Come on, you know you're supposed to be playing a game, right? There you go, though. Tell all. Austin Woodward, Zach Ledbetter. Great track. Hip-hop, you say? I got you covered this day. It's Ethan Schreiber. The tune's called Boombox Romance. Yes, Ethan Schreiber, the one I'm talking about. Rinse. I drink coffee. I write music. I play bass. Rinse, repeat. Yeah. He's in hip-hop. Check him out. That was a good play. San Fran did a good job there. So it's now, 7-6 in the San Fran Baltimore game. Well, mine's a snow thrower more than just a blower. I mean, it'll whip it like 15, 20 feet. But, yeah, I get what you're saying. Sorry about that. Then again, isn't that the fun part of living in Canada? Don't you kind of move there knowing it's going to happen? Tied 7-all in San Fran. Very nice. All right, that was Boombox Romance coming to you again from Ethan Schreiber. I have Garbage from Sleeping Lion. The glorious mystery of weather.
I don't feel too good today. Sometimes my head can be rushed. It's really bringing me down in the dumps, like I belong in the trash. But if you love something rotten, well, just remember the love you've gotten. It might be bad, but it's never forgotten, never forgotten. I feel like garbage, I could use some help. I feel like garbage, so why don't you take me out? So why don't you take me out? I don't feel too good today. I got nothing better to do. But if you love something rotten, well, just remember the love you've gotten. It might be bad, but never forgotten, never forgotten though.
Alright, there we go.
I feel like garbage. I could use some help. I feel like garbage.
I had to say something to the wife about Cleveland being on the board first.
So why don't you take me out? So why don't you take me out? So why don't you take me out?
Alrighty. That was Garbage coming to you from the artist Sleeping Lion. SleepingLionMusic.com if you dig what you hear. Let's check out a little bit of On This Day and some other things I have coming your way. It is December 1st in 1957. We see Buddy Holly and the Crickets appearing on the Ed Sullivan Show. Now, they performed That'll Be the Day and Peggy Sue. Now, Sam Cooke was also a guest on the same show performing You Send Me. 1958, the Teddy Bears at #1 here in the U.S. on their singles charts with To Know Him Is to Love Him, the title of the Phil Spector song, which came from words on his father's tombstone. Now, in 1961, we had the Beatles, who performed a lunchtime show at the Cavern in Liverpool. That night, they had headlined a 6-group big beat session. This at the Tower Ballroom, New Brighton and Waisley, between 1961 and then 63. They also played the Tower Ballroom on 27 occasions total. That's a place that liked them and they liked, huh? Okay. We've made our bed. Little sigh. Sigh, Coon. Right here at CC&T.
We've made our bed out there. We've made our bed out there. We made our bed to lie in it. Missing pieces, looking for a friend. We are moral and broke, keeping dirty little secrets. Losing the thorn in another bed. Trying to rethink history on a clown's face. Trying to hide the shame in the mold and all disgrace. Under the carpet, convenience stowed away. Our indecision has a price to pay. Past the point of no return. Despite the tantrums we're about to learn. Trying to rethink history
was a little sigh for you. That was We've Made Our Bed. Well, you saw that. You came through in a costume.
That's exactly what it is.
Airland's coming up next. The tune's called Stay. Go here. Go. So am I the only one who's looking forward to having snow? Remember, it's cold out there. Yeah. Dare I say.
There's a window
It's in
going
the
out
20s.
into the canyon in the sky. And I wanna walk inside, maybe take a picture for you. I'm so high I can fall right through. Staying warm to burn the flag. There's a future we believe. You gotta give what you need. Revolution running through the blood. Takes a village to bleed you out. So take me home. It's where I wanna be. Too cold alone. Would you stay with me? Would you stay with me? Fire candle finds a spark. I'm either walking in the light or I'm walking in the dark. There's a rhythm in the soul that feels. Never seen it, but I know it's real. Falling open everywhere. It isn't perfect, I suppose. It isn't really even close. It doesn't matter if it looks the wrong. There's a bird in tomorrow's backyard. Just take me home. It's where I wanna be. Too cold alone. So would you stay with me? Take me home. It's where I wanna be. Too cold alone. So would you stay with me? Would you stay with me?
All right, the St. Atlantic. Atlanta went to throw the ball. Saints guy grabs it. He's running. He literally just stiff-armed the quarterback to the ground. Ugh. Oh, man. I mean, he planted him to the ground. Yeah. Oof. Oh, bounces him. I mean, yeah, of course they threw a flag on the play. Of course they did. Airlands, stay right there. Go to airlands.nyc if you like what you hear. Fiction sets a sound inspired by nonfiction with no sound. Their description, not mine. Little Colorado Slinkies. Kind of fits with the rain and stuff that's going on.
Stealing your gloves for the time being.
Well, there's a set of work gloves up there. Just put them on top.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, there is. That way I have my nice leather gloves. I had 2 pairs of those. I only have 1 now. Alright, Trout recording right here. Owned and operated by producer-engineer Bryce God, filled with a broad palette of recording equipment, interesting instruments, and even creative musicians who have been coming in and out of the doors for over a decade. Go to troutrecording.com and check them out if you dug what you heard. Again, Colorado Slinkies. Kind of fitting for all the people that are getting snowy. Joe's office now, a little Michael Greco. Again, if you all need a hand, just let me know. I'll queue up a bunch of music.
No, I just need to grab these just so I can have them rep. That's pretty much the only thing. Pretty
second here. I grab us another track. Joe's Office right there. Little Michael Greco was the artist. Multi-instrumentalist, an educator, and even a visionary. He's a songwriter as well. Go to michaeljamesgreco.com. All right. Take a rest. Out of choice. No second guessing that way. All right, everybody, I'm going to queue up a bunch of music. I got to go give them a hand really quick. I will be back. Monkey's going to jump in the chair with you. You know the routine. He likes to hang out. He does his thing.
Get away from my shit.
I will be back, of course.
Get away from my shit.
I don't know who's near it. There you go, everybody.
Dig!
Wait a minute. I'll be there in 1 second. There we go. Now I can play this. There's gloves around here. What are you doing?
Want to snuggle with my butt now?
Sure.
Pretty sure it's frozen.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't this morning. Anyways, I will be back. Oh, like I said, Monkey's going to jump in the chair. He's going to hang out. You know the routine.
20's on the incline. Got to be a gold mine. Blink on the hotline. Call up on the beeline. Bring it with the moonshine. And mix it in the red wine. Live it like we royal. This kingdom made a coral. On the beach at Doral. All my people local. All the food is vital. All the mood is joyful.
Gotta get this glass.
Living with my people. I'm on my new flex.
Go to the bathroom. I'm right there. I just gotta pee.
I'm on my new flex. I'm on my new flex. Hey, I'm on my new flex.
back, everybody.
I am not here, I'm an illusion.
Long live the funk. Funk it makes the world go round. Long live the funk. Funk it makes the world go round. It's always existed. Don't turn your back on the funk. Don't do it. Don't turn your back on the funk. Now with Pinocchio and the broke equation. Don't turn your back on the funk. Don't turn your back on the funk. Can we break it down one time? Long live the funk. Funk it makes the world go round. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Long live the funk. Funk it makes the world go round. How you gonna live without the funk car? How you gonna live? Step away from that phone Prometheus pyramid heart. Step into the light zone of the neon accelerated jam of light and beauty and fun. Don't forget the Dr. Mr. Stein. Encyclopedia of what you need to know about F-U-N-K.
page is full, and I'm out of line. Well's gone empty, pens run dry. I got nothing left to say. I got nothing left to say to you no more. Take my silence with you, write it down if you need to. I can't give you what you're looking for. I got nothing left to say to you no more. Broken record spinning in place. Released a sad song, locked up my gates. No man wishing could bring us face to face. I got nothing left to say.
Back up. Back
I
up.
got
Back
nothing left to say to you no more. Take my silence with you. Write it down if you need to. I can't give you what you're looking for. I got nothing left to say to you no more.
Whoa.
I got nothing left to say to you no more. Take my silence with you. Write it down if you need to. I can't give you what you're looking for. I got nothing left to say to you no more. I got nothing left to say to you.
Be right back, everybody.
In a dream right now, I feel the heat right now. Yeah, I'm fit to scream right now. I ain't never been inside a place like this right now. It's like I'm inside out. Yeah, I feel my eyes bulge out. I hear the monster shout, and I like it 'cause I wanna get to be myself. It's like a gravitational push. On the grind for the kush. Like a fire in the bush. I burn 10 feet tall to the sky and I'm ready to cook. I'm on a mission for the greatest. I write bars with the cadence. This pen is like a claw and I can't stop it from tearing the pages. This is one for the ages. Pan was a sadist, but his crime never betrayed us. And now I'm levitating like a weightless. And all the lost boys are currently hating, debating whether or not I can be stopped to be tamed and put in cages. But I'm gonna drag them all down like Stay down below in your negative high rise. Find the answer behind your own eyes. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's all a surprise. Back it up sideways. It's time to revise. Open skies, open mind. Remember, open skies, open mind. Always look to the future. Leave it all. All in I say welcome to Never, Never Land. There's no getting out.
job, Monkey. I will take over from there. Little algorithm by Global Genius. Always a good track. Jamie, what's the good word? Thanks for joining us on YouTube. Food's here. They're coming up to the door. That's it right there. Okay. Go. Parasite, another good track for you. Wow, Cleveland, 10, Pittsburgh, 3. Green Bay Giants, Green Bay 17, Giants 10. Philly, Miami, Philly 13, Miami 7. Miami's in the red zone. Tampa Bay all over Jacksonville, 22-0. In the Indiana-Tennessee game, Indiana 10, Tennessee 7. In the Cincinnati Giants Jets game, Cincinnati 10, Jets 3. In the Carolina, Washington, we have Carolina 14, Washington 6. Baltimore, San Fran, we have Baltimore 17, San Fran 14. Now you'll probably hear her yell. She just saw the score for her name. One second. Oh. That was Funk of the Spheres. That's Dig Infinity. Good. Dig Infinity, Funk of the Spheres. Next up, a little Pickin' Lickin'.
Funk always looks so pretty.
I saw. Gotta love the NFL red zone. All right, Pittsburgh has not. Ooh, Pittsburgh has 10. They've now tied it up. Yep. Cleveland, Pittsburgh 10. Green Bay Giants. Green Bay still ahead. 17-10. Miami, Philly. Miami is ahead 14-13. Tampa Bay, Jacksonville. Jacksonville has forgotten they are there to play a game. It's 22-0. We have Indiana over Tennessee, 10-7. We have Cincinnati over the Jets, 17-3. Carolina over Washington, 14-6. Baltimore over San Fran, 17-14. Glad pants in peril for you.
Steelers score.
Yeah, I was just talking to scores. It's tied up right now. Yep.
Have I mentioned that other song? Yeah, I'm busy.
More so than normal? How do you tell? I still question it. Hi, Annabelle. Can't complain. Again, things can always be worse. How are things going in your neck of the woods today? Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. We are finally getting hit with the snow in our area. Now we'll just see what it does. Yeah, there's the other storm front out there, which could pull this away from us and end up still turning it into rain. Flat pants in peril. Please don't go. Little Nico Fuzz and friends. Oh, of course. Anything that's usually right in front of you, we'll never see.
I can get past, doesn't know English well because most of these bugs don't affect me. I get that. It's also the second week in a row he's had to wait hours for him. Because he either missed the bus or wasn't coming because it's Sunday. And or he's trying to blame, so I'm not late, the bus was late. Either way, you have to wait
It should be written up. I mean, either way, you have a job. It's supposed to be done.
Exactly. Either way, second week you have to wait an hour. There's going to talk to you. The one higher ups you got to talk to. So you got me down everyone to this one. The higher ups are talking down everyone to this one because they report it was done recently. $1,200 short.
Yep. Well, you said you guys were catching a lot of people still.
Yeah, so.
That's up quick.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, she went through that. I literally watched people do it back when she was running the old, when it was not crowded, it was Wawa's. And we watched people just drive that stuff. Literally at the time, we didn't have cameras, and if there was, it was one camera aimed directly on the person behind the counter. So the person behind the counter had to do their due diligence. If you had more than one person coming to the store, that was it.
guys all stand behind the counter, not cleaning stock or anything else.
Yeah, Nico Fuzz and friends, please don't go. Right now we have a little bit of Desiree Bassett, the one who was here. This is Probable Cause. This tune was named by Pete over on Facebook.
Again, I don't expect much from you guy.
Again, everybody has to learn.
But
Perfect. Real sticky bud. They're having an issue with a hand grinder literally locking up. And I just, well, you have an old coffee grinder around, one that does single serves. If you're not worried about margin sticky, you'll get a perfect grind, and that's what they got right there. So, nice and clean. There it is. There you are.
some people pick up on what they probably see as Jerry and slightly worried about another employee group and how to be talking about it. Because it's a point where they just say fuck it right on.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do when it's no longer just a pair of hands or an able body, and they're detriment to what's going on around the whole station. So.
Yeah. So that's my day. How's your mind?
Two small-ish attacks before I was even able to get on the air, so I had to get on later. They were small. That's it. Alright, let me take a look at these scores once again.
Yelling at us if that happened.
Well, we have Cleveland and Pittsburgh. They're still tied 10-all now. At least Pittsburgh got going. Managed to remember why they were there. Giants and Green Bay. We have Green Bay 17, Giants 10. Now, Miami-Philly game. Miami 14, Philly 13. It's a game. It's a good game. Now, Tampa Bay Jacksonville. This is what I talk about. Not a good game. It's 25-0. So, Jacksonville, do you plan on doing anything anytime soon? You just give up for today, this season? Indiana, Tennessee, we have 10-7. You got the Colts are ahead by, 3? You have Cincinnati against the Jets. It's 17-6. We have Carolina and Washington, where it's a 2-point game. We have Baltimore and San Fran, where that one is also it's a 3-point game. Yeah, Baltimore 17, San Fran 14. Cheers, what's going on? Thanks for joining us over here on YouTube. Relaxing with the high rollers coming at you. How's your Sunday so far? Boring, huh? That's why I have toys for all seasons and always something to do. Relax with the high rollers. Now, relent. that was relent from Echo Praxis. Now, oh, you know what? Yeah, sorry. Slow's got to go. We know that. Here we go. Faith, Hope, Love. Charlie Peacock. I will cue it up for you. It's 2:45 p.m. Less than a half hour to go. Less than a half hour.
I won't break in or climb through a window. I won't go where there's no invitation. Every step of mine is marked by the ticking of time. While I do the best to use my imagination. It's a gift to receive, a means to believe. And I hope not to waste 1 minute of the grace. I'm down on my knees. I'm right where I need to be. There'll be time enough to do all I've dreamed of right
I'm not doing anything weird with it. I'm not gonna break it. I'm not gonna.
Well, I'm just kind of curious why with the impenetrable case you're borrowing my phone, which is actually dead.
Because you can take pictures through that. Remember mine?
Yeah,
Oh, you can position yourself as almost anything you can think of.
Your
Might
phone
be
is
a
dead
big,
too.
might be a man of great intellect, might be a woman of wealth. Oh, I've assumed identities that will never mend for me. All because I could, then I wouldn't. Everything would break into 1,000 pieces, leaving me waiting for the helping hand of love to lift me up and put me down. Letting go, down on my knees. I'm right where I need to be. Every time
it's like 10% battery life.
all
Plug it in.
I've dreamed of right now, what I believe. Oh, right now, what I really need is faith, hope, and love.
Absolutely. I hope everyone's having a good one so far.
It's a gift to receive, a means to believe, and I hope not to
Funny listening to them and watching the football.
Dreamed of right now, what I really need is faith, hope, and love. Right now, what I really need is faith, hope, and love.
All right. Bad Blood coming to you next.
If you decide
loving doing what I did this morning. It feels good to be able to eat. Now, 19 minutes. Thank you for all the thumbs up over here on YouTube. I do appreciate it. And all the shares on Facebook.
You saw that, right?
This is where the other ones are.
When somebody was holding on to him as he was just dragging
Load
his
it up
ass
for
into
you.
the end zone. That was really good too. He like found like the one part of the crowd.
This is nothing to show here.
Got something you don't know. Fill your cup, let it overflow. Take it in the air, you're breathing.
That's where the other ones are.
It's a
Is the song.
story for the world. Turn around, let it all uncurl. Come on, take a ride to freedom.
All right, Pittsburgh takes over the lead, 17-10. Green Bay, 17-10 as well. They're over the Giants. The Philly-Miami game is 21-14. Philly's in the lead. Tampa Bay all over Jacksonville, 25-0. In the Colts-Tennessee game, it is 17-14. Colts are in the lead. Cincinnati Jets, it's 17-6. Cincinnati, the Bengals in the lead. Carolina, Washington, it's 14-12. Carolina's in the lead. Right now, Baltimore over San Fran by 3 points. It's 17-14.
To the mystery circus affair, flying high into the twilight. Swallow down my secret. Land upon my star. Look beyond believing. Where the other ones are.
All right. Global Genius coming at you. Cue up a tune. It's called A Great Arrival. Rachel, what's the good word in Facebook land? How are you today? Cold, huh? It's in the 20s